All right, all right, all right, all right. Greetings and welcome back once again. This is Amuna Yisrael. I pray everybody's doing well. I know you probably heard by now the Olympics is going on, and it's big news. Jamaica sweeps women's 100 meter, and this is a picture of them. One, two, three, sweeping the 100 meter. So we're gonna stop by and see what is being said on the social medias, learn a little bit about the women, because I think that, the world is looking at you, right? You won. Everybody's like, yeah, Jamaica to the world. And we also have some controversy that I saw come across the screen as well that I wanted to address. But before we do that, we got to give them their flowers. Let's go ahead and look at some of what's going on. So this tweet was
God,
by,
lock
let me
the
go ahead and
lion
rewind this
mouth
tweet.
and
Hold on, hold on. The
Daniel.
tweet going
I'm
kind
a
of
go lock
fast.
the
She
lion
was
mouth
basically
against the
saying that where she
granddaughter
came
talk
from,
you.
that she
Why
came
you
from
talk
Banana
good?
Ground.
Now watch now.
That's her grandmother there. Let me pause it. Oh, come on. How can I pause it? So this is Elaine Thompson's social media. She already updated it. Fastest woman in the world. Let's see what else is going on here. Mission. So they got the 200 coming up tonight. And basically, when you look at athletes and people who perform at their peak, there's a lot of energy. So she's bigging up those who believed in her, sponsorships that she had before she was a champion. It's always important to remember who was there when you were on your way up, and that's what she's doing, shouting out the people who believed in her when she didn't make it,
She's in
right?
five.
It's very
Thompson here
good,
out, just to her
interesting
left.
to see the dynamic
Like a
between
shot out of a
all
gun.
of the
Price is up quickly.
Jamaicans, because basically when anytime she
Thompson here
sees
out, trying to test her.
somebody from
Thompson
their
and
country winning, people
Shelly
are
and
like,
Fraser
yeah,
Price. Thompson
something
pulls
shiny,
clear.
something
Thompson
shiny. I have
Hero
my thoughts
wins.
about that. I
10-6-0.
think I got my
Olympic
moms a
record.
little tight,
Wow.
because
Price
in
was
my
up good,
opinion, some of when
but
we see
not
people and we
brilliantly.
be rocking with
And
people who
Thompson
may come
here out
from
finds the
who may come from
late
where
race
we
speed
come
to
from,
pull
it's
clear
like on a
and
regular
retains
day,
her
would we
title.
give that person a
Look at the
break?
emotion.
If we saw Shelly Ann
That's
Elaine,
5 years of
right,
waiting
would
for
we
Elaine Thompson Hera.
recognize that on a
5 years
regular day?
of being
These are the questions. So it's not to say that we as a people, wherever it is where somebody comes from, that you can't celebrate them. But all I'm saying is we should keep that same energy when that person is on the come up. So this is Shelly Ann Fraser Price. She didn't say much on her page. Shelly Ann didn't say much. She was the one who had the child, and they were like, it was questionable whether or not she would be able to come back from that, and what she did. And so she's pretty quiet, even though she came in second. She's pretty quiet on her side, which I found also very interesting, that she's not saying much, right? And then she's really highlighting the fact that she's a mother and she really had something to prove to herself, which, everybody has different reason of why they're doing what they do. And the last, Sharika Jackson, she came third and she didn't say anything. She didn't say anything. She didn't say anything. And one of the supporters, one of the persons tweeted, let's talk about Sharika. Let's bring her up. You know what I mean? She did great. What I realized in doing a little bit of research is that Sharika is not even really a 100-meter runner. She's a 400, she's a quarter runner. So the fact that she came in third, it's very commendable. There are people who have questioned that if Shakari was there, what the conversation would have been like. But Shakari wasn't there, so that's the conversation that Jamaica sweeps sweeps the Olympic 100 meter. So big up to Jamaica for that. I know that's a lot of training, a lot of pain, a lot of injury, a lot of sleepless nights. Being a professional athlete is not easy. Sometimes it's surreal. I wasn't a professional athlete. I was a junior high school athlete. And even in that, it's a lot that goes into it. Let's go ahead and take a look at just a little bit of the write-ups that she got in the paper back in Jamaica. And hold on one second. I know I'm going to have to take this thing off the screen. So let's take a look at, let's just learn a little bit about each one of the women so that, when we're bigging them up, we actually value who we're talking about. So let's go to Sharika Jackson first. Let's go to Sharika first. Hold on. Let me make sure you guys can see. Y'all already know how I do. Y'all already know how I do. Let me take off. There we go. All right. So let's go to Sharika first, and I'm not gonna read everything. Where is it? Sharika was born 94. Some of these birth dates, I'm like, oh my goodness, they're younger, but they're coming along. A lot of times Olympians are younger. So she's born 94. She's from Jamaica, of course. She's from St. Anne. She's 27, and her birthday just passed in July. That's what I saw. That's one of the tweets that she was sharing. See, she's usually a 4x1 relay, which is one of my favorite races to watch, by the way, 4x1 relay and 4x4 relay. I don't want to tell a story about the day I ran a 4x4 relay and thought I was going to lay out, boy. I'm definitely not a long distance runner, but so that's her specialty. And so to see what she was able to do in the 100 meter is boss things. You understand? So big up yourself, Sharika Jackson. Big up yourself. Let's go over to, let's see who else we're going to big up right now. Let me pull the screen again. Cause when we see the final product, it's coming from far. You know what I mean? And sometimes we like to just I'm not gonna get on my soapbox. I'm just gonna Shelly Ann Fraser Price. She got married. She born December 27th, 86. And she's 34 years old. And you see here that she is a four-time champion, two-time Olympic gold medalist. She also won silver medal in the World Championship, and you see all of her accomplishments. So all of these young women are coming from far. You see all of her winnings over here: 17 first place, 7 second place, and 2 third place. She's from Waterhouse in the inner city in Kingston. We know what that means. And she was raised by her two brothers, by her mother, a former athlete who worked as a street vendor. uh, Sometimes they call street vendors iglas. That means a mother's a hustler. Like, yo, I have these children. I have to do what I have to do, right? And so this is a little bit more, if you want to learn a little bit more about who came in second in the 100 meter, that's Shelly I. Fraser Price. I know all of this stuff is right at our fingertips, but for the sake of this video, we can go over it together. The third, or the first in this case, which they all, people train together, they come up together, they see each other at all of these different events. Hold on. Um, and they're no stranger. When you're in the athletic professional world, you come across each other all the time because when you go to different events, the other person is there, right? So Elaine Thompson Herrera, there she goes. She born June 28th, 1992. And she's who came first place. She's from Manchester, Jamaica. And this is what we're going to learn a little bit. Banana ground. So this is what she was bigging up on her Twitter. And then you can learn more about all of her winnings. And we're going to look a little bit at now her family and some of the things that she said in the past, which I found very touching. Let me go ahead and close this and close this. Close this and close this. I notice our people. Sometimes we like the hype, but we don't want to like know the person. We just want to be like, yeah, big up yourself, because I'm in association with Jamaica, or I'm in association with America, or whatever it is. And on a regular day, I'm just saying, I be like, keep the same energy, people. Keep the same energy when we coming up. When the person needs whatever it is they need, and if you're in proximity to help them along the way. Banana Ground, Ellen Thompson. This was 2015. Uh, and it's talking about, wait, no, that's not what I said I was going to do. Hold on. I'm going to read it, but I'm going to play a video that shows. So I will close my video. Hold on there. I'm going to play a video that shows where she's from. Hold on there. Hold on, peoples. While I read over it so we could kind of get the vibration. You know what I mean? Hold on. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. It's kind of like Bob Marley. When Bob Marley was playing in Jamaica, when Bob Marley was before he was Bob Marley to the world, he wasn't getting no play. in his own island. He wasn't getting no play from his own people. It's when Bob Marley crossed over and came to the world that Jamaica really started to rate Bob Marley. It's the same thing with Marcus Garvey. I'm not trying to hate, but when these people was doing their thing in their presence, we wasn't giving them the same energy than when the prophet goes abroad and then comes back. Now we receive them, which I think is kind of off. You understand? I think personally it's kind of off. And it'd be like, I wonder why you hating him, but I'm just saying. Okay, you can see this? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me see that you guys can see this. Yeah, you guys can see this. Wait. All right. So let me press this. Oh, yeah, I had to come with the whole ad thing. Come on, man. Stop playing games. All right, that works for me. Okay, let's read up. This is where she's from. This is Banana Ground. So let's read a little bit about it. Joy filled the air in Banana Ground, Manchester yesterday. This was 2015 as family members of 200-meter silver medalist Elaine Thompson celebrated her performance at the IAAF World Championship thousands of miles away in Beijing, China. Among those who could not contain their excitement was Thompson's grandmother, Gloria Thompson. Yes, Becky, run, run, Becky, yes, baby, she screamed as the sprinter powered down the track with her biggest competitor hot on her heels. That is my girl, and this is only the start of it. You know, say nothing yet. Vinette, as I always call her, or Becky, always active and always involved herself, and that is the reason she's here today. Thompson has cared for her grandmother since she was granddaughter. So her grandmother raised her, right? Since she was 7 years old. She's 23 years old, and as old as she is, she has the respect and humility of a child. She always saying, God bless me two maga foot them. That's what they call MAGA, is what they call skinny legs, right? And God is really blessing. She's the only child for her mother. I'm going to tell her all the while that she would be the one to take her mother out of poverty. She's a God blessed girl. And this is one of the things that oftentimes we don't realize why people are trying so hard, why they're pushing so hard. There's a lot of stress behind them. And just like over here, you know, professional football or basketball or whatever, baseball is the thing. A lot of times in the island, track is the thing, right? That's going to lift you out of poverty because there is a lot of poverty. She added, proud grandmother, there's nothing too great for Elaine. I would give her the world. Yesterday, Miss Dodd paint up when she come to the place looked nice. When she was young and she went to school, she come home and get her nice dinner, even if I had to borrow the money. When me I go trust me furniture them, Vanetta and my other grandchildren was there. Cause if they don't like it, then me not buy it. Trust means when you're gonna go get it on credit. And now that she grows so nice, and when she come with her medals and put them up in the house, me just feel good. Me proud, man. So grandmother stepped in and helped to raise her granddaughter from 7 years old. Okay? I mean, not 7 years, 7 months. So there's a lot of people who, even though they didn't have, they invested in what we're seeing now. So sometimes when we see these people overcome with certain emotions, there's a lot there, right? Uh, from Gargley Primary to Christiana High, then Manchester High, and now in her third year at the University of Tech, Thomas has never left her family behind and mainstays near constant communication with them. She loved dress up, you see. She loved gold, but when she come down here, she never leave out mama. All the other day, she coming up from gym tired and she called me and we dip on the phone so long. My girl that. Anytime they like it, they be like, yeah, but I'm my girl that, man, I'm my girl that. She further stated, "Me happy she's in the company of Shelly Ann Fraser, cause my spirit just take that gal there, and me just love her." So Shelly Ann, who came in second, her grandmother saying she's ecstatic that her granddaughter is in good company. But I always ask for Shelly and ask Becky if she talked to her. If they like you, they say Miss Spirit take you, and if they don't like you, Miss Spirit not take that gal there. So I'm glad Granny Spirit take Shelly Ann. The Gleaner also caught up with Elaine's father, Keith Thompson, at his barber shop in the area. I'm so happy for her. I wasn't nervous when I saw the race. She did well, but the Netherlands girl should not joke. I know the future is bright for Elaine. I spoke to her last night and she said, Dad, I'm a good man. I'm looking forward to Olympics now, he said. And this was back in 2015. That was back in 2015. And then the article that just came out yesterday, this article came out from The Gleaner. She will bring it again. So this is her mother speaking, grandmother speaking, what is this, 6 years later, um, before she wins the gold, which would have been yesterday. So they talked to her about her thoughts. Several communities across Jamaica have produced some great talents who continue to contribute to national development and present the island on a global stage. I, am gonna come back to why. Anyway, I'm gonna come back to some. One such as the small community of Banana Ground in central Manchester is what you should be looking at on your screen right now, right? Oh no, let me skip ahead. Hold on. Excuse you. I thought y'all was looking at it on the screen. Who's hating on the kid? Let me skip ahead. Wait a minute. Oh, it's finished? Did it take me that long? Let me go back and how do we? What were y'all looking at the whole time? Why do we keep going to this? What's going on here? I know I didn't talk for no 30 minutes. Somebody tripping. Okay, here we go. We're back. Sorry. Let me go back over. I hope y'all was looking at the scenery the whole time. Um, Her name is now synonymous with the community as she has never denied the impact it had on her life, and the residents there are equally excited for every opportunity to show the world that greatness came from the rural area. No one is probably more excited, though, than the woman who helped to raise Terlian Herrer and continues to influence children in the community to pursue their dreams with passion. The Gleaner caught up with the track star's grandmother, Hyacinth Gloria Thompson, who shared details of her life with a little girl who was always running to become the woman the world now watches with bated breath just before a race. So we all start from somewhere. When she was growing up, she liked to see Merlene Ati, which is another, sorry, great Merlene Ati. And a sprinter, she always say, when me grow up, I want to be like she. That's my voice of a little Jamaican girl, right? And whenever you send her to the shop, she always run. And when we see from that stage, from basic school, then to primary school. According to the matriarch, Elaine, who attended the then Gar, Garlaghy Primary and Junior High, made her first appearance at the National Stadium after the then principal saw her abilities as developing track athlete. She go plenty places, go run man. One day I asked her what she want to be, and she said, Mama, I'm a 2 foot then, me I go take my mother and father. And that's, I'm sorry, y'all. When a child sees the condition of their parents, right? And as a child, already planning of how I'm going to help them out of this impoverished state. Um, she knew that I'm going to take my talent and uplift my family. I asked her if she was sure, and she said yes. It was leaving Garligle, if I'm mispronouncing primary, and then transferring to the Manchester High School after a short stint at Christiana High that she truly started to blossom, Thompson said. She added that there were a number of other upcoming athletes during the period, but later chose to pursue other endeavors, possibly owing to a lack of support. I never beat it out of Elaine because I know she loved it. You see, when you ask your children what they're going to be, and they can run cart, if you even tell them run plane, a cart them depend. From early, she said this is what she wanted to do. The mother of 4 boys, who later took Elaine at 7 months old to live with her and even took her to work while she was teaching at Banana Ground Basic School, revealed that one of her proudest moments was seeing Elaine's performance at the Rio Olympics in 2016. It's kind of like how Shakari ran off the track and straight into her grandmother's arms, right? That time, oh dear, it gives me the vibes to take more grandchildren. It was a joy. Every day people talk about Elaine. Even the other day, her teacher asked me about her Miss Baker and the lady that used to sell her chips, Miss Chun and Wita, they don't leave her out. You know why me love Elaine? She never disown up here at Banana Ground. When other people disown me, Elaine always make people know this is where she come from and big way up. Said a farmer from the community. So never forgetting where you're coming from. Thompson is expecting that her granddaughter will be able to defend her 100-meter and 200-meter titles in the coming days in Tokyo, Japan. And we're almost done. I put God in my vessel, and God is going to smile at the storm. She bring it already to Banana Ground, and she go bring it again under God. These things uplift the community, and to know that it is not rich people coming from Banana Ground, is a poor little girl. They know her mother, and they know her father who does barbering in Mandeville is a big uplifting man. Uh, Tomlinson said there are other children with the potential to excel. She said they should be encouraged by their parents to pursue their dreams. And this is the humility of this region, that they're like, yo, there are more people who need opportunities, right? Who are coming from the same places she's coming from. So the grandmother is bigging up her granddaughter and her achievements, but not leaving out the others who are coming behind her. So she goes on to say, more debate here, but the parents must push them. If you let them sit down, then we sit down. But if you push them, then we go on, and you mustn't pray for your children alone. You must pray for other people's children. We have more soldier, more runner, more nurse, more police right here at Banana Ground. And them colors soon show up. You're going to come back here, Thompson said laughingly. So she talking to the reporter like, don't worry, this is not a fluke, right? This sentiment was shared by principal of Garla, why can't I say this name? Primary, Valentine White, who has made a significant impact on the lives of those who have passed through the institution. As an institution, we take track and field seriously, and development of our students is paramount. We have many students who have moved on to representing the parish, and these numbers have been consistent. We've always had students doing well, said White. White said, "Uno come, White promote team school." He said that track athletes are normally selected based on performance in physical education classes and later sharpened through the partnership with other schools. As a school, we are interested in producing more Olympians and create even more well-rounded students and individuals in different sectors like agriculture, drama, among others, he added. So that right there was the article right up in the Gleaner. I think that was a well-rounded article. It gave us a look at who she was, who she is, where she's coming from, and why are these ads on my thing that's messing up my vibration, y'all? Hold on, let me go over here and fix this ad. Now to a little bit of drama. Now to a little bit. So this is what you're seeing on the screen is where she is coming from, right? I don't know why they hating on the kid. Now let me go on to Twitter. Twitter. Let me see if I could, because this is just such an interesting, when people look on now and they don't know where you're coming from and they don't know how far you, all of them, all of the runners, all of the athletes, right? Then you come across stuff like this. Wait a minute. No, it was erased off of Twitter. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. So big up to those who support, who have supported these athletes to get to the point that they are. And to those who don't forget where you're coming from, whatever it is that you're trying to strive for, right? Whatever it is that you have within your mind and heart to do and become, there are going to be people who support and people who don't support, and people who will just only show up when you get to where they feel as though they can get some, where they can get some what's the word I'm looking for? Value out of being associated with you. This is going to be all type of people, and it is what it is. Let me stop sharing right here, and let's look at this European man who very brazenly and barefacedly, like they say, when you say something rude or disrespectful, they'll be like, yo, you're bright and feisty, right? This very brazen, bright and feisty, outer ill-mannered man, misinformed, let me be proper, this misinformed individual. I'm going to share a little bit on my Facebook here. So I came across this because I was saying, how did I want to approach this conversation? So this person named Casey Hill, huh, after seeing what happened, he says, let me make sure you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Yeah, you're seeing what I'm seeing. So we're supposed to believe in a country with around 3 million people is first of all, it's not even proper English, but okay, is producing this number of world-class splinters cleanly? The probability of that kind of greatness grouping, quote unquote, seems extremely low. I'm skeptical. Please, this person here, Michelle Smiles, is very stereotypically outer ada in the way in which Caribbean people who this is how they would respond. This is not how I respond, but she was clearly triggered because he was just very sarcastic. So we're supposed to believe like someone is lying. Then he goes to the demographics or the amount of people, the population in the country, and then he casts doubt on the probability that these sprinters are coming out after all of this testing and everything that they go to. These sprinters somehow are coming out tainted, and that they're not achieving these heights of success on the world stage cleanly, right? And he says the probability of that kind of greatness grouping seems extremely low. I'm skeptical. Sir, so somebody caught this video and was like, really? So I'm not gonna read Missy Smalls. Y'all see what Missy Smalls says. She's OD, right? So I only saw this on Facebook, and I went to I find it interesting that, and I'll read, when these small countries were producing the wealth of the Western Hemisphere, were you skeptical then? When it made Europe rich from the labor and resource, all the greatness grouping they stole, was he skeptical? Yeah, okay. That was my response. Because when you're not the benefactor of this small country producing this greatness, then you're skeptical. But when your foreparents were the benefactors, when they were extracting all of the lifeblood out of the country, you were certain that this small country could produce so much greatness. But now that the people who are doing the work are getting the credit, now you're skeptical. I find that I find that sus. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to hop on over to Twitter, which I usually don't go over to Twitter because Twitter be doing the most, right? But I did in this case, and I said update. I rolled by his Twitter, and the JS Massive already checked him. So when I went over there, here where they got checked, like the people already. Wait a minute, let me go back. The people already checked him over there. I was like, dang, that was quick. So basically, let's see here. Um, because they say for a man to, because he has God in his description. So somebody says, for a man to be of God, I find you very judgmental. And this Casey Hill guy says, some days I do better than others. Today started with a poor decision to question the athletic accomplishment of Jamaican sprinters. I tried to educate myself and ask the Jamaican people to forgive me for my stupid tweet. And I said stupid in the proper way that you say, not stupid, stupid tweet. Your point about how I should be better cuts deep. I hope it did, sir. I really hope it did. Um, because yeah, that and that and that. Uh, he goes on to say, I'm Bully Beef Bandit, which is hilarious because that's a funny name. We accept the apology, but do better next time. Everyone is allowed to be great without having their compliments diminished by someone whom doesn't understand the circumstances or the hard work it took to accomplish it. And then he says, thank you. So I went over there to, go investigate and ask some questions. And they already done backed him up off the conversation. There's also some stuff going on with something that Nicki Minaj may have tweeted and all of this other stuff that I think kind of detracts from the conversation. I definitely do think if Shakari was there, it would have been a race. It was still a race, but if she was there, it would have been a race. We don't know what degree the race would have been, but we it would have been a race. She did congratulate. Let me see if I can find where she congratulates them. Hold on to the uh because she understood. Okay, why I don't want to sign in. Let me just go on my phone and see what she says. Hold on. Hold on, peoples. She says, congratulations to the ladies of Jamaica for the Queen Sweep. Powerful, strong black women dominating the sport. Um, so yeah, it did I put there was something else I wanted to show. Oh, I think I did show that at the beginning. So essentially there's more to come. A very interesting conversation. Those are some of my thoughts on it. It's not an easy thing. To all the athletes who ran and put their everything in it and put their heart in it, to the US athletes, to the athletes around the world who make all of these sacrifices to show up, to display their talents and give people show and entertainment. And keep in mind, these people are running to an empty stadium. Right? It's not even the year. To Simone Biles, who said, "Yo, I had enough." I have my thoughts on that. Yeah, Simone is like, "Yo, yeah, well, I'm the greatest, the best to ever do it. I'm gonna just go ahead and have a seat now because you know what I mean, y'all are stressing me." So to all of those who this is their thing, this is their lane, they're people, and we should acknowledge them as such. So with that said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Those are my thoughts. Everybody have a blessed day. Let's go ahead and pay some bills.
This episode is sponsored by Yummy Curry Powder. Go on over to www.theyummycottage.com for your powder today.